Hi everyone, I'm Michael from Trivatch Games. This week I'll be going over the new player introduction game type for Legends of Rakasa. We use this as an introduction to teach people how to play Rakasa because it has an easy and clear objective, it's easy to set up, and new players will learn and use all the different basic mechanics. Now for you expert players out there, this is still a really fun game type for you to play because you could come up with new strategies to complete the objective with style. Now, I'm going to be running through this very fast, but I will slow down to show you how some of the basic and key mechanics work. So if you're showing this to people, or if you're new to Rakasa, you can watch this video and get a feel for how to play. Now, the game type I'm going to play here, you can use the forest if you want to, but for this video, I'm going to go ahead and play with just the ocean. So I'm taking out the forest creatures, the forest equipment, and the forest tile. We won't be using those. Now, just so you know, Legends of Rakasa was designed for each land to support 2 players. And so if you want to, you could get a buddy of yours, get their game, get their ocean and forest, get your ocean and forest, and have 4 lands, which would mean you could have 8 players. And it's designed to be built upon that way. So if you wanted to, this would support 2 players easily right now, but I'm gonna play by myself. So you also see how a solo game works. Okay, so no forest, ocean only. And the story of this game type is you are an aspiring hunter in Rakasa, and you have to prove your worth to the chief, that you'll be a good hunter. So the chief is going to give you an objective. You got to complete that objective before sundown. Each turn we're going to move that little timer token 1 hour, and at sundown we have to be back in the village with our task completed. So what's the objective? Our task that we have to complete is we are sent out to hunt and kill one of the 3-star creatures. Okay, so we've got our 3-star creatures. We're going to shuffle those guys up, and we'll pick one out. Okay, so now if you're playing with both lands, you could roll a dice to figure out which land you're going to have to hunt in, which creature you're going to have to hunt, but we're just going to randomly pull one here. And we've got the Nomubor, so our jellyfish guy. Okay, so those are the 3-star creatures. Here's the 2-star creatures. We're now going to shuffle them up and set up our ocean. And we're going to keep this guy in there too. So just remember, we've got the jellyfish that we've got to hunt. Okay, so that's set. Now, next, the chief is going to do a couple things to help us out. First of all, is he's going to use his mighty powers to ward off the harder creatures from the road next to the village and push them back away from the village. This is going to give you a window of opportunity to get outside the village where it's normally really dangerous and fight a little to get yourself strong, and then you can move out closer to the ocean as you get ready. So the way you do that and do the warding off of the harder creatures is you take the 2-star road creatures and you just shuffle them up and put them in the road furthest from the village. Now, the next thing you do is you have your 1-star creatures, let's see, 1-star creatures, and there's also your roadkill in there. We're going to take that, we're going to take the set of purple gear, which is 1-star gear, just designed to be kept out on the road. We're just going to throw those in there. We're going to shuffle that up. You put in a set of equipment for each player playing, minus the femur. Femur's going to go aside. So we got our set of equipment, and that's going to go in here. Okay, and we shuffle all that up, and that's our close to the village, easier, prepped by the chief road for new hunters. Okay, now next, he warded off the hard creatures. Next, he's going to give us a femur to start with, so that's our starting weapon, and he's going to give us his blessing. Now, what is the chief's blessing? It's these boost tokens. White in this game type are worth 1 point, and the yellow are worth 3 points. So we got speed, power, and defense. Now, the way that's going to work is you just flip them all over, and you're going to draw from each pile. Okay, flip them over, mix them up. All right, take a power, take a speed, take a defense. Last, you mix up all of them, and you would do this with more players if you're playing with more players. And you take a 4th one. These go out of the game. These boost tokens, they're worth 1 point each. Or not 1 point. These are worth 1. That's worth 1. That's worth 3. They're one-time use. And so once they're used, they get used up, and they go out of the game with the other tokens. So I've got a 1, a 3, so I've got potentially I could boost myself 4 speed, an extra defense, and an extra power. Okay, so boost tokens, femur, and he sends you off on your way to go hunting. Now again, I'm going to go through this part pretty fast because the mechanics, once you get them, they're very easy. You don't have to do a lot of spend too much time calculating and stuff. So first up, on your turn, you have 3 things you're going to do. You're going to move, you're going to hunt, and then you're going to battle. And that's pretty much what you do on your turn. So let's go ahead and do that. In Rakasa, you're allowed to move 1 tile on your turn unless you use an item or something. But standard movement is just 1 space. So I move out 1 space to this road here. And I draw the Kalinchi. And Kalinchi has 1 speed, 2 power, and 2 defense. Okay? Now, in Rakasa, you're comparing your speed and defense, or speed, power, and defense, and you first compare speed to see who hits who first. So in this case, if we're not looking at my boost tokens, I've got 0 speed, I've got 0 defense, and I've got 1 power on my femur. Okay, so I'll put them next to each other so you can see. Okay, so the Kalinchi would hit me first. The Kalinchi hits for 2 power. So because it's faster, it hit first. It hits for 2 power. I have 0 defense. This doesn't protect me at all. I would take that hit and of 2 power and I would faint and be out. So I've got to do one of 2 things. I either need to put my speed up or boost up my defense. So if I put my speed up, maybe I can hit him first, take him out. Or if I put my defense up, I could take his hit and then maybe I'll get in a hit. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my speed up and I'll put my power up as well. So what that does is I'm now, I'll put these up here for you to see too. I'm now 1 speed, and in case of a tie, the hunter goes first. So I'm using my 1 speed to boost myself to 1. We now match speed. I hit first. I only hit for 1, and he has 2 defense. But I'm going to throw in there that power token as well. So now I hit for 2. So I'm tied in speed, I'll hit first. I'll hit for 2 power, and I'll defeat him. Okay, so these go out. And that is the basics of battling Rakasa. It's that simple. You compare speed, who goes first, that person hits first, and your power depletes their defense. If you deplete their defense down to 0, then they're out. If it doesn't, they get a turn to hit you. If they don't deplete your defense, you get a turn to hit them. You go back and forth. We'll see some of those battles too. Okay, so he's defeated. A defeated creature has a couple uses. The only one we're going to look at right now is the spoils. So this Kalinchi drops 1 bone. I'm able to use that 1 bone to craft stuff, upgrade stuff, and what we're going to do with that 1 bone right now is I'm going to use it to upgrade my femur to a gigger. Okay, so upgrading the femur, all I do is I, using that 1 bone, becomes a gigger. So I go find the gigger out of the the equipment pile here. There. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, so this pile of equipment you can only take from when you craft the item. So 1 bone plus the femur. So femur, right there. Femur plus 1 bone equals a gigger. There's the gigger. So what happens is this gets put here out of the game. This, we're going to make a discard pile. We'll put our discard pile right there. And this becomes my new weapon. All right, so that's the basics of battle. You got movement. Hunting is when you're drawing for your cards. Battling, and that was also upgrading and crafting. Okay, so that's the end of my first turn. Turn 2. I'm going to go ahead and hunt again. So I pulled Roadkill. It's already dead. So if you notice, it's got 0 defense on it. It's got 1 power. 0 speed. 1 power because maybe you trip on it. It does have teeth, so maybe you could poke yourself with it or whatever. So, but it is dead. Now, last turn I just drew 1 card because it was already going to be a challenge to fight that 1 little guy. You can draw up to 5 cards. And so I'm going to draw a 2nd card. And I've got the Polarilu. So when you draw multiple creatures, even the Roadkill that's dead, what happens is their stats are added together. So this is going to be 3 speed, 2 power, 2 defense. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to go and fight it. Now there is something I could do that's pretty clever and stuff to beat this, but I'm going to save that for the next battle. I just want to show you the difference now fighting this, what this is like. So let's see here. So it's got 3 speed. Again, I just upgraded my weapon. It's not going to give me any speed or defense, but my power went from 1 to 4. So now I've got a lot more power. It has 3 speed, 2 power, 2 defense. So I need to hit it for at least 2. I hit for 4. If I could just hit it first, I would win. And so, like I said, there's a clever, tricky thing I'm going to show you in a minute for fighting. It's skills that you could use. For now, though, I'm just going to use my 3 speed token. So that puts my my speed at 3. Because I match it, I'll go first, and I hit for 4. So because I have 3 speed, we're tied in speed, I get to hit first. It only has 2 defense, I hit for 4. So I kill both these, and I take both of them. So those are mine. Real quick, so you can see the different loot that they drop. This one drops bone, 1 bone. This one drops 1 bone, 1 teeth, 1 scale. So those are really useful later on for upgrading things. Okay, this gets discarded. My Gigger stays here. All right, and that's the end of that turn. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna put this discard pile like over here, just so I got room to put my stuff so you can see my inventory and my equipment. Okay, end of another turn. This time I'm going to do some battling, but I'm gonna introduce you to one of the skills you could use when fighting. Okay, so I've got a Polari Lu again, and a Roadkill. I'm gonna go ahead and draw another one. Okay, 2 Polari Lus and a Roadkill. All right, so this has 6 speed. It's gonna have 3 power and 4 defense. Now, something you could do with a 2-star weapon is you could look in the instruction manual if you want to read about it. It's also, there's little annotations on the card so you can see them. The 2-star weapon, you're able to start using skills, and there's 3 skills in Rakasa. There's a ranged, Berserk, which is like a speed power skill, and there's a defensive skill. Now, the defensive skill is called Guard, and it's the most commonly used in low-level gear. So we're going to go ahead and use Guard. Now, what Guard is you are allowed to give up all of your speed, so you're going to stand still, and you can up your defense a ton. So you're standing ground and preparing for attack. So it allows you to up your defense for trade-off or for giving up your speed. Now I have 0 speed, so that's fine. Whatever. I give up 0 speed to up my defense. And Guard on this weapon puts my defense up 10. And so I now I could stand still, use this weapon to guard, and get 10 defense. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and see how it works. So I give up my speed. They've got 6 speed. They're gonna hit me first. They're gonna hit for 3. But I'm gonna guard, which gives me 10 defense. So when they hit me for 3, and I've got 10 defense, it's going to leave me at 7 defense. So I survived no problem. Now, they hit me, I took my hit. It's my turn to hit now. So I hit them, and I hit for 4. And that's exactly what they have in defense. So I hit for 4, deplete their defense. These are all now mine. Okay, as you can see, my inventory started to build up. All I need to do is find some equipment, and I'll be able to upgrade my equipment quickly. Okay, next turn. We're going to go a little bit faster. I'll be using Guard. You'll see me doing it quite often. All right, some equipment. Another monster. Another guy. We're going to stop right there. Okay, the reason why I stopped, I probably could have taken another card. The reason why I stopped is I want this. And what happens is when you draw an item with creatures, you have to defeat these to take this. So we're going to set this here, because that's my loot if I win, my prize. And we're going to look at these stats again. So we've got 4 speed, 4 power, 4 defense. Same thing, I'm going to guard and take their hit of 4, which I could take, because I could take 10, and then I'm going to dish out 4, and I could kill them. Really, the battling isn't, it looks complicated when you're seeing it all happening, but it's that easy. It's who goes first, who hits who, how much you hit for, I win. Okay, so let's go ahead and upgrade this. So the skull cap, by itself, it gives me 1 defense, which is cool. I didn't have defense before. But I'm going to go ahead and I want to upgrade it to the swimmer's cap. So I need the skull cap, which this is, plus 2 bones, which that's no problem. I've got 2 bones in here. So the 2 guys I just killed, the Polari Lu and the Kalinchi, 1 bone, 1 bone, 2 bones. Okay, this purple one doesn't go over there out of the game. It goes into this card pile. It's going to stay in the game. So 2 bones and that cap, or skull cap for the swimmer's cap. Okay, so now I've got some defense on me, and I'll show you this. It was 1 defense. Now check it out. It upgraded to 2 speed, 2 defense. So now I've got actually a little speed even too. Okay, so that was that turn. Let's go ahead and battle again. Another skull cap, which there is a good use for extra equipment you find. All that equipment is now showing up. You're allowed to drop to 5 cards, so I got a bunch of equipment. and a roadkill. This is already dead. I can just take it. Battle's over. All right, so let's take a look at this stuff. So, okay. I'll upgrade these later. I'll upgrade the purple one now because it'll cycle through again. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my boots and my sternum now. So I've got plenty of stuff for upgrading. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade these as well. And I'm gonna do it very fast. This is 1 bone. This takes 2 bones, so I need 3 bones total to upgrade both these to the water shoes and the oceanic vest. So let me go and find 3 bones, 1, 2, and 3. There's my 3 bones, there's my equipment that I'm trading in, and I'm getting the 2-star boots and the vest. Okay, so those were, I think, like 1 speed and 1 defense. This is what I've got now. So my stats are now going up. Let's take a look at my total stats real quick. Okay, so I've got 5 speed, 4 power, and 8 defense. So just getting that equipment and upgrading it has put my stats up significantly. I'm very comfortable now with the idea of moving out to the next road. And my time is about halfway. I think that battle just moved me to about halfway. So that's where I'm at right now. So I have to make a decision too, my strategy. I'm going to actually move back to the village. I'm going to sell some stuff. Then I'm going to go out to the road. And my plan is from there, I'm going to go into the ocean and find that thing I'm trying to kill and kill it. So I'm not going to go back to the village again. So this is my chance to go to the village and sell off some stuff before. So this turn, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to move into the village. I'm going to sell these off. I'm going to sell off some of this other stuff too, actually. I'm going to sell... Ooh, actually, this is all pretty valuable. Nope, I'm just going to sell this. Okay, so... Actually, no, I do need to sell these. I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to sell this. Okay, so there's some tricky things you could do with market. Just think, when you upgrade stuff, it gains value. I could upgrade these and have more value, but we'll look at that another day. So basically, all you're looking for is your equipment has, everything in Rakasa has a value on the bottom. And so like this roadkill, my equipment, these are all worth 50. They're all very basic stuff. So it's worth 50. So this is 50, 100, 50, 100. So 200 here. I'm going to trade this into the market. It's worth 200. If someone else is playing, they could go there and buy that if they wanted to. I'm going to buy one of these, and I'm going to buy one of these. Now, this is, newer players won't think or even know to go do this, but experienced players, you go do it, show people how it works. Camouflage tarp and terrapunk stone. These are the 2 most useful things when you're hunting a specific monster. These 2 items are awesome. Okay, so we're going to put those there. That's the end of that turn. So my next turn comes. It's now 12. Time is ticking. I'm moving. And there is a trick for moving a little bit faster, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fight this, and might as well take whatever I could get with it, because it's money later. Okay, so I got some equipment, and I ran across 3 creatures laying on the road dead. So something came through and thrashed the road. All right, so these are all dead. I get to take those. These I could use later, especially a second weapon. You could swap gear and stuff once you create it, so those are good to hang on to. Okay, so here's my inventory stuff. There's my equipment, and we're moving. Hour goes by, move, and Rakasa. Check out his stats. He's got 5, 6, 5. Okay, as his speed, power, and defense. Okay, so we'll just take a look. We'll just fight him for now. Just him versus me. We're not going to try to make this complicated. Actually, we know that road's dangerous, so we're going to find dangerous creatures on it. Okay, so speed. I've got 5 speed. He's got 5 speed. Okay, so tie goes to the hunter. I'll hit first, and I hit for 4. He's got 5 defense. So I'll hit for 4 and bring his defense down to 1. And then he'll hit me for 6, which if you remember, I've got 8 defense. So he'll take mine down to 2. Then I get to hit him one more time. Remember, I took him down to 1, so I hit him for 4, and he's defeated. So he goes in my inventory. Just so you know, this guy's he drops 3 bones. So pretty useful for upgrading and for other stuff you might want to use bones for. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So let's see here. I need So to upgrade my Giger to the defensive weapon, which is this one right here, it takes 1 bone, it takes 2 teeth, and 2 scales. And right here I've got 2 roadkills that are the exact same, and they both drop a bone, a teeth, and a scale. So this is 2 bones, 2 teeth, 2 scale. So it's an extra bone than I actually need for this. That 1 bone's going to get discarded because I'm going to use these to upgrade this right now. And I don't have any other need for that 1 bone right now. So actually we could upgrade it, another one of these, whatever. Oh no, we just won't worry about it. Okay, actually we're going to. Be efficient. Okay, so I use that 1 bone to upgrade that other femur to a Giger. And the reason why you do that is because you might want to use, I'm going to change this into something very different, and I might still have need for the skills that are on a 2-star weapon. So, but I paid the 1 bone, 2 teeth, 2 scales to upgrade this. So we're going to change this now into the June Spear. So let's go get the June Spear. And there's the June Spear. So I changed my weapon into this. Notice it's got 7 power now. And this is still, it has the guard ability on it. It doesn't have any other skills, but it has the guard ability, and the guard ability on this is 20. So I am now very comfortable and ready to, let's see if my turn's ended. I'm very comfortable and ready to go out to the ocean. So let's go do this. But before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Terrapong Stone. So if you remember at the beginning of the video, I was going for the jellyfish is what my goal is. And so I'm gonna go out to the ocean, look for that jellyfish. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a Terrapong Stone. It lets me look at the deck I'm on or any adjacent deck, the top 3 cards. So I get to draw the top 3 cards, look at them, put them in any order I want, and put them back. And obviously, I mean, the reasoning for that, you could think of a bunch of different reasons why you might do that. I'm doing it because if that jellyfish is on the top, I want to go ahead and set it to be the first thing I go in there and fight because I'm running out of time. So, okay, so let's look at the top 3. Excellent. Jellyfish was one of the top 3. So, I mean, chances are you probably would find it in the top 3 to 6 cards because there's 6 different types of creatures and they have even quantities. Okay, anyway, so jellyfish, that's the thing I'm looking for and want to fight. So I'm going to put that on the top. I know I'm ready for this, so let's go. Actually, let me double check, make sure I'm ready for it. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's do this. Okay, so it's on the top. Terrapong Stone was very useful in that way. You can learn about this another time. I've got this. We're done. So I moved to the ocean, and surprise, surprise, it's the jellyfish, the Numurboer. Now let's go ahead and look at his battle. So let me get my cards set up so you can see my stats. Okay, and get the jellyfish. Here we go. So he has 7 speed, 19 power, and 7 defense. Now I have the ability to give up speed for defense, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. Is I'm going to be giving up my speed to guard. So I'm going to take a block, I'm going to block, and then attack. And if you remember, this weapon now lets me guard for 20. So I could put my defense up 20. I already have 8 defense. I could put it up 20. I could get to 28 defense. This thing hits for 19, so it's going to hit me for 19. Remember, I have 20 defense. 20 is bigger than 19. So I could take a hit from this, no problem. So I'm going to do that. I'll take a hit from it. And then I in return get to hit now because I survive. I hit for 7. And it happens to have 7 defense. And so it hits me, I survive, I hit it for 7, I defeat it. This thing is mine. Okay, so that's the end of that battle. Time moves forward. And we are racing. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. Next turn, I'm going to go to the road and draw. Okay, so I got a Gagok. Now, when you are in a pinch, so you can't beat something, you're allowed to run away. You're actually allowed to run away even if you're not in a pinch. And so I'm going to run away as if I were going to lose this. You have to have more than half the speed of the creature. I've got 5 speed, it's got 6 speed. You need 3 to be able to run away. So I could run away. So I'm going to run away. So I'm going to, as if this were too hard for me. When you run away, if you have half the speed or more, you're able to run away. You just discard the card and you're able to move. Now that's the end of that turn, and I take my next turn, and it's a Kalinchi. I'm going to run away. And so it's a way that you're able to actually move 2 tiles during a turn. You just can't fight. And you have to have enough speed in order to get away from the creature. Okay, so I'm back at the village. It's now the end of that turn. I made it back. I would have had one more turn, so I didn't have to run all those times, but I like to move fast. Okay, so into the day, I made it back in time. I give this to the chief. The chief says, "Congratulations, you are now a hunter of my village," and promotes me from aspiring hunter, training hunter, to associate hunter, regular hunter. And that is a very simple, quick version of Legends of Rakasa. Lays out all the basic mechanics and shows you some of the basics of how to play, how to set up something. From here, if you can follow this, awesome. If not, check out the Chapter 1 video on YouTube. Get a copy of the game. There's an instruction manual. The instruction manual also lays out the basics in a lot of detail and goes through, you know, what's what on the cards and how things work. And so if you're that type of learner and read and do all that stuff to learn how games work, go check that out. Otherwise, you know, stay tuned for more videos. We'll have more videos that show how more components and different parts of the game work. We can even go into like detail of like how to craft things and maximize what you're doing with crafting. But now that's a quick look. So other videos like last week, if you didn't check out last week, it's another game type, totally different than this. It's a tower defense sort of setup. And with this basic knowledge, you could understand and follow more of how that game type would work. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're new to Rakasa, post any questions you have, anything that wasn't clear, any ideas, or anything you need help with, post it in the comments. We'll be happy to answer any of those. And if you're in the Fresno area, we'll even come over and show you how to play if you need help with that as well. So we can meet somewhere. Squirrel Games is an awesome place to meet and play. So we'd be happy to do that with anyone that needs help learning how to play and getting going. Or ideas, if you want to just sit and chat about ideas on game types and bounce some things off us, and we could do that too. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.